when you're up and running. Is Richard not participating, or is he just?
It's not on. I don't know, and I'm using his account right now, so it's not gonna be on.
Okay. Okay,
I'm
you're
sorry.
on.
I'm
Okay,
not
it's okay.
ready.
Yeah.
Okay, we're live. Thank you.
Okay, thank you. All right, great. Hello, everyone. Welcome to another edition of Remote Assistant Scout. I'm Inga, and I'm here with a special guest. We have Richard Smith, and we have Edward Espinoza, right?
Yes.
Edward Espinoza from the. Are you in the Philippines, Edward?
Yes, in the Philippines.
Yeah, Edward's in the Philippines, and he's visiting us to talk about his daily activities for his client, who is a mortgage lender. So we're really excited. Last week we had Paula, and she talked about her daily activities in the real estate arena, and now Edward is here to talk about what he does for his mortgage lender. So if you don't mind, I'm just going to introduce you. You've been doing this for 3 years, right, Edward?
Yes, I do.
He's been doing this for 3 years, and he's going to tell you exactly what he does for his client. Go ahead, Edward.
Okay. Well, on a daily basis, pretty much what I do right now is do a lot of marketing stuff for Chris Suarez, that's my client. And so basically from, posting or creating events on Facebook, or any new posting from her, any videos that he does or she does about, her business, or any new, things that she wanted to share on Facebook. So I take care of that and post it to all other social media that we have, Instagram, LinkedIn, other social media, sites, alignable like that, and Facebook groups that actually is a member of. So and also since we also have lunch and learn classes, which Chris is doing that on on a monthly basis. We do that like 3 or 4 times a month. Like for example, tomorrow we're gonna have a lunch and learn class tomorrow in Tampa, and that's something that we're all excited to have that rolled. And so what I do there is that I pretty much create flyer invites for those lunch and learns. So I start off with setting a venue for it, calling different locations where we can have those lunch and learn class, schedule that on our calendar, and somehow have those flyers ready for sending to realtor invites, so contacts, rather say. So, and aside from those, I do some follow-up calls for realtors. They need to remind them of different classes that Chris is having. Say on Monday, since Tuesday is Asian Mastermind, so I have to make sure we send those email invites to remind them that there's an Asian Mastermind, 12 noon, and those kinds of stuff. So yeah, and some calls where I need to make sure they RSVP on our events. So yeah.
Awesome. So you do a lot of social media marketing for Chris. So she puts out the content, right? Like she makes the videos and stuff, and then you market it, you get it out there in the public. How has that been helping her business?
Well, yeah, I think it's doing pretty good. So we've actually reached, what we've actually accomplished since I started out is something that really is significant, where we reached into more and more people compared to maybe like a month ago or so. So now we reached to a whole lot of different audiences, and to tell you that we started out using Facebook Pixel just to make sure we can keep a track on these audiences, and then create, of course, a tracking system or mechanism where we want to make sure we know our target market. And both of us, Chris and I, are very excited to see the outcome of this, and we're hoping that we will progress into a better business as far as reaching clients and realtors with all the social media marketing that we do.
Awesome. So I got Richard on here. Richard, how are you?
Hey, I'm wonderful. Sorry I'm a couple minutes late.
Nice to see you, my friend.
Yeah. Hey, Ed, how are you?
I'm good, yeah. Glad to have you.
If I didn't know any better, I would think Ed was here in the States. His English is so perfect.
He is. He's in the office next to me.
You can just knock on the door.
Just kidding. Where's Gerard?
He is that picture next to Ed and I.
Gerard.
We can't find Gerard. It's like, where's Waldo?
He looks like me now.
Yeah. So Richard, do you have any questions for Ed? You know Ed well, so you know he works for a mortgage lender. So is there anything that you want to ask?
So, and I'm not sure, since I just got on, I don't know what you guys already talked about, but what, just off the top of my head, when you start your day, can you kind of just walk me through what you do from the minute you start?
Okay.
I mean,
well, the minute I start, of course, I want to make sure Chris would know that I'm online. So just a simple, greeting of a good morning, or our things. And if there are prior things that we've talked about, probably a night before the shift. So we want to make sure that's something that I'll do on top of the day. So I started out, of course, on my Monday activity will be uploading our contacts or updating our contacts in our CRM. We have some things that we've done over possibly Friday before, or at least the weekend, when Chris also doing some update on some contacts and some of her assistants in the office. So we want to make sure those are updated on her CRM, which is Salesforce / Jungo. And of course, in our Gmail, of course, we have our Google Voice contacts. So we want to make sure we have that as well updated. And any posts that she did probably over the weekends, or there are scheduled posts in our BombBomb system. So that's something that I want to make sure I start off. So our audiences will be able to be updated in the morning, whatever posts or videos are up there. So, and then some things will be as well communicated by Chris as she thinks that there are some priorities for the day. So.
cool. What are you using for your phone calls? Are you using Skype or Ring Central?
Yeah, well, I'm using a phone burner, and with the help of Skype, of course. We dial in Skype, and then we do calls on phone burner.
Okay, cool. Do you use a headset?
Oh yes, I use a headset for calling, so to make sure that all the noises from background will be eliminated. So yeah, I definitely use
Okay. Because and I'm not sure if it's Zoom or if it's the computer. There's a little bit of an echo. But when you're using a headset, it literally, I want people that are watching to know, it's literally no different than somebody calling me, like I said, from the next room. It's clear, it's precise, yeah, because there's just a little echo here, but I think it's just because we're on the computer, we're on Zoom, and then we're on Facebook Live.
Right. And it's the first time for me also doing speaker. Normally I would do a headset, but hopefully my audio is doing well. Yeah. Like a new setup for me. So yeah, new camera. Hope it's good. For like maybe 40 minutes.
Looks good. Looks real good.
So you mentioned that you make some outbound phone calls also. Do you do any appointment setting, or is it just talking to agents about getting on classes, the lunch and learns that you do with Chris, or the agent mastermind classes?
Okay.
What other kind of calling do you do for Chris?
Yeah, well, pretty much as of now, what I do is really doing some follow-up calls. Although, as Chris and I are still, planning or creating a calendar for me for my task. Pretty much what we're hoping to really accomplish and add on my task is really do some coffee appointments for realtors. That is something that I haven't really done for since I started. So, well, ultimately, we want to make sure this is part of my calendar for daily activity. But for the last 2 months or so, I've been doing some calls, pretty much more of reminder calls for our lunch and learn class, for agent mastermind on a Monday, let's say coming Tuesday classes like that, and some RSVP for those who signed up on our classes. And yeah, I think last Monday I started out doing calls for clients where we need to remind them of their tactical homestead exception. So yeah, a couple of on my list there that I need to call and then make sure that they're reminded they need to do the homestead exception before deadline on March the 1st, something like that.
Okay.
That's awesome. Do you want to tell everybody a little bit about how phone burner works and how you utilize that to get more done? Right.
Well, the thing is that what's good about phone burner is that it's integrated already with our CRM, Salesforce Jungo. So it's much easier to really have your contacts laid there. So you don't need to like go to one app to the other. So we just need to go to Salesforce, create that list, and then there's just a simple button that says dial. So we just take however we want. The calls should be, let's say, 200 calls, which normally is the first batch of calls that a phone burner can do, run 200. And then I'll do that automatic dialing, and then of course if there are scripts that I need to use, I can always also program it to phone burner prior to the calls and set some voicemail as well. And what's good about it is that if we leave a voicemail, there's an option as well to send out emails. So that means we're reaching out to them not only on voicemails, but reaching out as well via emails. So there are like two things that are done at the same time. And of course, multiple dialing capabilities as phone burners are the things that you can do. So we're not just dialing one number. If someone has like 2 or 3 numbers, we will always have the ability to dial it. So yeah, and it's really reaching out a lot of our contacts, and probably around in an hour, I'd say about 400 of them, yeah, like that. So it's much efficient than any other dialers I've used before.
So do you record the voicemail, or does your loan officer record the voicemail?
Oh yeah, Chris is recording the voicemail. Though certain times where it has to be I have to do it live. Like last Monday, it's the first time I did same script. What I do if I speak to them, like and same script I use for voicemail. But for most of the time, Chris is recording that, and then of course just uploading it to the phone burner system.
Cool. So what do you find, like 70% of people don't answer?
Well, I would say there are different times when we don't reach them live, like only on through voicemail. But I'd say less than 70%. But
okay.
There are batches where let's say time of the day we're in like 1 p.m. like that, which I tried I believe last week, where I've reached more people than getting voicemails at. So
right.
Yeah, it's efficient. I'd say depending on the time of the day that we can reach them. So yeah, we just plan that.
Yeah, and that what I really like about that is, let's say 60% don't answer, they get Chris's voicemail, and they think Chris called and they missed a call from Chris, and he's just telling them hi or whatever. And then the other 50% that you get to talk to, which is just as good. So yeah, that's awesome.
Great.
Awesome. So, and how long have you been doing? Have you been working with Chris? How long? This is just, you said a first.
Last year, I'd say December 4th. So coming March 4th will be my 3rd month.
Okay, so relatively new. And how did you guys get matched up, if you don't mind me asking?
Well, Gerard, of course. I was introduced, with Gerard, of course, and we set like an interview, and I think I did well on that interview. We clicked, and I think some of the things that things that Chris has been doing, and some of the stuff that he's been working on, some that I was able to highlight during that interview. So I think that's something that made her choose me.
How would you say the process for hiring is with Gerard?
Well, that's what I'm always pointing out, especially when I made that comment online, is that of all the online group or companies I've worked with in the past, Gerard and of course Richard's company is actually the most efficient that I've worked with and dealt with. So when I meant efficient, I mean in a matter of 1 day, or probably a day or so, you'll get the result, and you'll know exactly where your application stands, and and you're able to get the client in no time, a day or so. It's super fast. I mean, I haven't had that kind of time frame before when I had to apply, and then I've been waiting for weeks, and then I don't even hear anything from them, and then there's still a process of getting a client, But with Gerard, it's super fast, and I think that's what I'm going to say. It's really so efficient, and it's been awesome. I mean, I've heard a lot of good stuff, and I've been telling my friends about it and say, hey, this is the no nonsense company. They actually really deal with enroll a lot of great clients, and yeah, it's highly recommended. So yeah, happy I've been for like 3 months now.
But we love our virtual assistants here, and we think that all the people that Gerard hires are first class, well educated, and they do a great job for their clients. And so we're proud to stand by the fact that we will help you get somebody that will fit your business needs, right, Richard?
Yeah, and that's what with remote assistant scout, and really Gerard, what he's really good at is matching the right virtual assistant with the right client per se here in the US. And so what I mean by that is he talks to both the virtual assistant, the applicants, and he talks to the client, the loan officer, realtor, insurance agent, or whatever. And he's not just looking to match you guys with your strengths and what you're going to do for the client, but what he's really good at also is matching personalities and making sure that the two are a really good fit. And I think that's what he's done with you. And you guys work really well together, and it's just a good match. And I think that's been the biggest difference I've seen with the strength of Gerard. He's really good at that. Would you agree with me on that?
Yeah, totally makes sense. I totally agree. Yeah, I think that's really the great strength that you guys have been doing. It's awesome.
Cool.
Well, I thank you, Edward, for coming today and taking some time out of your busy day. And I think you do a great job for Chris, and I'm sure Chris, if he's here, would say the same thing. So we look forward to hearing. I'm sure, yeah. Chris is happy that she got such a great match with Remote Assistant Scout. So we're looking forward to hearing your progress down the road, and always keep in touch with us. We'd love to hear the aha moments, the great results that you guys get, and the growth that your team gets from just having the ability to work with a virtual assistant. So we're happy that we can help every loan officer, every real estate agent grow their business in a way that they couldn't do on their own. Right.
And I must say, maybe take this opportunity. I'm really very fortunate I have Chris as well. So since it's really super awesome, I must say that for all the clients I've been in the past for like 3 years now, super awesome. And then she always say that I treat all my assistants, whether they work in my office, virtual assistant, I treat them as family, which is so impressive. Yeah. I've never had such a cool and awesome client like Chris, and I'm sure a lot of VAs out there will be very excited as well to get their first client, or at least aspiring VAs would love to get in touch with Gerard and you, Richard, to get their skills grow and help clients achieve their success in their business. And I'm truly very fortunate, and I'm very happy. I've been here for like 3 months, and we plan to stay a long time on this one.
Awesome. Well, we're looking forward to hearing more from you guys, and thank you, Chris, for trusting in the Remote Assistant Scout to help you grow your business too. So awesome. Thank you, Richard. Thank you, Gerard. Always, and thank you, Edward. So
cool.
We'll see you guys here next week.
Yep, next week, and we do appreciate your time, both of you. And if and I'll also extend, if anybody is interested in really expanding their business by having a great partner like you as a virtual assistant, just let us know and we will certainly help you.
Awesome. You can reach us on facebook.com/groups/remote assistants. Oh, actually, it's not. It's pages, right? It's just
Remote
Assistant Scout.
Send a message, call, whichever is easier, and we're available. But awesome. Thank you so much, Ed. We appreciate your time.
Thank you. Thank you, Inga.
Thanks.
All right.
Have a great week, everyone. Talk to you soon. Bye.
Okay. Bye.
Oh crap, di ka pindot yung record.